Hi, I am Michael Santos with Prison Professors, and we strive to provide a lot of information that will help people understand some of the complexities of dealing with the criminal justice system or preparing for prison or preparing for the challenges that face anybody, regardless of who they are, regardless of what crimes they've committed. We want to help people get the best possible outcome. That's really our mission. It's not to make a statement on what should happen, but rather how an individual should respond. And today I am going to not go through the entire opinion because it's rather extensive, but I just saw news today that the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia has issued this ruling concerning Michael Flynn. And some of you may be somewhat familiar with the case. Certainly a high-profile case, as he was the first person that was that was a part of the Trump administration who was indicted by the Department of Justice. But it's a really controversial case because not only did he plead guilty or agree to plead guilty and make some statements, what happened later is the Attorney General moved to dismiss the prosecution. And when that happened, a lot of people thought it was going to be over. But just because the Attorney General dismisses a prosecution, that doesn't necessarily force a judge's hand. And the judge in this case, and I think it was Judge Sullivan, it may be I think it was Judge Emmett Sullivan. We'll get through it here. The judge in the case refused to throw it out. The Department of Justice then appealed to the Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, and the appeals court overruled the district court judge. And today, then the judge filed a motion to what's called an en banc, and that means all of the judges on the D.C. Circuit Court, rather than 3 judges, are going to hear this motion. And today they issued a ruling, and that a ruling did not work out in Michael Flynn's favor. So really quick, what's the takeaway from all of this news? It is one decision at one level of the courtroom doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the story, right? In our federal system, we've got 3 different tiers. The first tier is the trier of fact, and that's the district court judge, the one who hears the evidence from both the prosecution and the defendant's response to that. That is, once that judge makes a finding of fact, that becomes the law. That becomes the truth. Everything else, nothing else matters at that point. Following that, a defendant, in most cases, it's the defendant who would appeal to a circuit court. And the circuit court is right here, the United States Court of Appeals. That's the circuit court. And on the circuit court, you would start with a 3-judge panel. And those 3 judges who sit on the circuit court are going to review whether there were errors committed by the district court. Okay? They're not going to reconsider the evidence, so to speak. They're going to say, was due process served? Did the person receive fair proceedings? And if they conclude that the district court judge was within his discretion to make the rulings that he made, at that point, they would generally affirm the conviction. If, on the other hand, they concluded that a defendant did not receive fairness, the next step would be to overrule that conviction. But in this case, it was just the opposite. You see, it was the Department of Justice under Attorney General Barr that moved to dismiss the case against Michael Flynn and say, effectively, there was no prosecution. And of course, the big controversy on the news was that, wait a minute, here's a person who pleaded guilty, who made a statement in federal court and said he was guilty. And then he later came and said, well, even though he pleaded guilty, the Department of Justice, the Attorney General, said, well, wait a minute, we're going to dismiss the charges. And theoretically, that was going to end the case. But the judge didn't want to go for that because he said, well, either you lied when you said in my courtroom that you committed this offense, or you are guilty of the offense. You can't have it both ways. And so he refused to go along with the Attorney General, which is quite an extraordinary step And of course, then the Department of Justice appealed, and you just heard what happened. First of all, the D.C. Circuit Court, 2 judges out of 3 said that the judge was in his right to, or that rather the judge should have acceded to the request of dismissing the case. But then when the entire Court of Appeals judges heard the matter, 8 of those 10 said no, they can't do it. And this is a very long opinion that was an emergency petition for a writ of mandamus regarding the Michael T. Flynn, the petitioner. It was decided today, August the 31st, 2020. So you are hearing the breaking news here first on Prison Professors. And I will publish this opinion on our website at Prison Professors. I can't give you the download on, actually I can put a link to it on the YouTube channel below, but so that you could read that decision yourself if you would like. But at the end of the day, we could probably just scroll down to the end and just see the final ruling here. I'll go down to page 61 and so ordered. So actually the rest of it may be a dissenting. This is a concurring opinion. So really it's only 18 pages. For the foregoing reasons, the petition for a writ of mandamus is denied as the underlying criminal case resumes in the district court. We trust and expect the district court to proceed with appropriate dispatch, which of course means this thing is going to trial, or he's going back to pleading guilty, or the President of the United States will pardon him, in which case there will be no trial. And we know that he can do that. He gave a commutation to Roger Stone. And of course, the president, by the Constitution, has the right to pardon or grant executive clemency to anybody he chooses at any time. So if the president chooses to say this person should be not going through the Department of Justice, then it's not going to happen. And there will be no further recourse on this matter. In the federal court, the president does not have the right to pardon anybody in a state court. So, that's the big, what if? What if he pardons somebody or grants executive clemency, but then the attorney general for a specific state, like is happening right now in New York, can bring their own charges, and then the president has no power whatsoever. So very interesting decision today. It'll certainly be a headline on the news tonight, but you didn't have to wait for tonight. You've got it right here at Prison Professors, where we're bringing you good content every day. And so that's why we're going to ask you to subscribe to the Prison Professors program. Again, we don't really make a statement one way or the other because we're not for one reason, we're not lawyers and we're not in a position to do so. What we are in a position to do is help people who are going inside of the system or people who are in prison to understand, okay, what do I need to do? What should I be doing to position myself for the best possible outcome? And that's really what my passion is about as somebody who did 26 years in prison, is really to help people get the best possible outcome. I am hopeful that every individual could get the level of attention that the people who are in power get. That's just generally not the way the system works, which is why we have to sow our own seeds and build our own pathway to become successful in spite of really what I would consider to be a really wretched system of mass incarceration that incarcerates far too many people and where people are serving sentences that are far too long. I want to help people understand, what can I do to get the best possible outcome? And if you're looking for that kind of information, I do hope that you will subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll visit us at Prison Professors. I'm super excited because I'm really in the midst of building a brand new website that should be live relatively soon. And we'll have some new products and services available at the Prison Professors website. But for now, I just want to provide this free information to you so you can find a link to this opinion, United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, the Circuit Court. And this is a decision decided today. I pulled this off of the internet, and I will have a PDF right on the Prison Professors website that you can download, so you don't have to pay for it. Anyway, So glad to be a part. So glad that you're a part of the Prison Professors program, and hope that you find some value in this message. And I do hope that you will subscribe and leave us a comment below so that we can continue to promote this program of teaching and inspiring more people in prison to prepare for success. Thank you.